What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Zayvon Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah. And on today's episode, y'all, we got to talk about my Los Angeles Lakers. As a report came out a couple of days ago that there's a growing disconnect between Darvin Ham, the Lakers players, and the Lakers organization. Y'all, this season has really been a huge disappointment for all my Lakers fans out there, man. We had high expectations going into this season. And it looked like it was going pretty well, right? We won the in-season tournament. We felt good about where we were going as a team. Ever since that in-season tournament window, y'all, we are 3-9, and the Lakers have huge problems. As y'all see right now on y'all screen, I have detailed the Lakers' problems. So let's talk about it, y'all. So the first problem that my Los Angeles Lakers have is that we have had 10 starting lineups. Y'all, let me repeat. My Los Angeles Lakers have had 10 starting lineups. And I know you're probably saying to yourself, man, Zay, I thought y'all only played 35 games, right? Yeah, you would be correct. We only played 35 games, yet we have had 10 starting lineups. Y'all, that's basically like we are changing starting lineups every 3 games. That is really, 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 really bad, right? Really, 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 really bad. Yes, thank you for laughing. Because that makes zero sense. How in the world are players supposed to build chemistry with each other if we are constantly changing the starting lineups every few games? Last season, y'all, and last year, when we made that run to the Western Conference Finals, we had a consistent starting lineup. It was D-Lo, AR, Austin Reeves, Bron, Vando, Jared Vanderbilt, and AD, Anthony Davis. That was the lineup that carried us to the Western Conference Finals. But the fact that we have already had 10 starting lineups in 35 games is absolutely ridiculous. Because like I said, how in the world are players supposed to gain trust, chemistry, confidence in each other if they don't even know who's going to be starting that night? Heck, they don't even know who's going to be playing that night because Max Christie has been out of the rotation. Now he's back in. Christian Wood been out of the rotation. Now he's back in the rotation. Jackson Hayes was in the rotation. Now he's out. D-Lo was in the starting lineup. AR was in the starting lineup. Now they're both on the bench. Cam Reddish has been in the starting lineup. Jared Vanderbilt's been in the starting lineup. Rui's been in the starting lineup. We keep changing lineups. We keep changing rotations. No one really knows their roles on the team. The only players that know their roles on the team, y'all, is Bron and AD. That's it. No one else know their roles because they don't know how many minutes they might get every game. Heck, they don't know if they're going to play every game because we're constantly changing starting lines. We're constantly changing rotation. The second problem with my Lakers, we had the 10th highest turnover rate in the league. Y'all, that is a problem because that means we keep giving our opponents more and more and more and more and more opportunities to score the ball, which they have been doing. If you're turning the ball over, y'all, it's like in football. I don't care how great the team is. If you keep turning the ball over to that team and keep allowing them to have more possessions than you, eventually they're going to capitalize, okay? Even if it's a bad team. I remember last season with my Tennessee Titans, we were playing the Houston Texans on Christmas Eve. That game, I think we had about 2 or 3 turnovers, I believe. Mind you, the Houston Texans were really bad in the 2022 season, and they won that game. You know why? Because we kept allowing them to possess the ball more than us. And it's like in basketball, y'all. If you keep allowing the team to get more and more and more possessions than you, eventually they're going to start hitting shots. I don't care who it is. I don't care if we're playing against the Detroit Pistons, the San Antonio Spurs. I don't care who it is, y'all. That team is going to start to score the basketball because you keep allowing them to possess the ball more than you're possessing the basketball. Third problem for my Los Angeles Lakers, y'all, we are 24th in three-point percentage. 24th. Now, all I kept hearing all last offseason was how much Rob Pelinka wanted to surround LeBron and AD with better shooting around him. I would give him this. I think he did a pretty solid job. Bringing in Taurean Prince. Bringing in Christian Wood. Bringing in Gabe Vincent. The problem is Gabe Vincent has only played 5 games for us, y'all. Now he's out an additional 6 to 8 weeks. So I don't even know when Gabe Vincent will return. And even when he does return, who knows if he'll even make an impact for us. Taurean Prince, right? Taurean Prince, I know he had an off game the other day, but he's shooting 39% from 3. Good. He started the season really slow. He's got better as the season went on. So that's good to see. Christian Wood has been in and out of rotation. Now he's back in the rotation. He should have never left the rotation. But now he's back in it. He's only shooting 31%. But I think that has more to do with him being out of the rotation and not being able to really get into a rhythm than it has to do with his shooting has regressed. Because Christian Wood, for his career, is like a 37.8% three-point shooter. He's a very good three-point shooter for a center. It's not like all of a sudden he's got how to shoot the ball. He just has not been able to get in rhythm because he's been in and out of the rotation. But you're talking about our 2 most consistent three-point shooters have been LeBron and Austin Reeves. Everyone else has been up and down. Even like I said, Taurean Prince is now shooting 39%, but at the beginning of the season, he was shooting like 30-something%. D-Lo has struggled. Rui has also been consistent. I'll throw Rui in that group with Bron and AR. But everybody else has been inconsistent when it comes to shooting. Next problem for the Lakers. We're 29th, y'all, in three-point attempts. Wow. In 2024, how does an NBA team that wants to win the NBA championship only 29th in three-point attempts? 29th? That's second worst in the league, y'all. And this is a team that has championship hopes and aspirations. Really? We're 25th in points per game. So offensively, we're below average. 25th in points per game. Wow. With the guys on this team that's supposed to be able to score the ball, like a D-Lo, like an AR, a Christian Wood, we're 25th in points per game. Let's move to defensively, y'all. 16th in points per game allowed. That's not good. That's average. This is a team whose calling card is on the defensive side of the ball. And we're 16th, y'all. That's average. This is a team that when we won the championship in the 1920 season, we were number 1 basically in every defensive stat. 16th in points per game allowed. But hey, y'all, this is the only stat that my Lakers look pretty good in right now. We're 10th in defensive rating. Yay, that's good, right? Yay, that's good, right? Yeah, that's good. But here's the thing, y'all. We're below average or average in every other category, so it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Exactly. It doesn't matter. Because we are below average/average in every other category. So it doesn't matter that we're good when it comes to defensive rating. It doesn't even matter. This is a team, y'all, coming into the season. I repeat it. We were a championship contender. That's what everyone said. And I repeated it, y'all. I was like, yeah, we a championship contender. Look at this roster. Look at the depth that we have. Look at our size, our physicality. Now we have some better shooting. This roster is still the same. So what happened to this roster that we were all so excited about, y'all? Just back in August, back in September, back in October, what happened? Because it's remained the same. Yeah, players have been in and out of the lineup. Yeah, we've had some injuries, but y'all, this lineup is the same. This team is the same. So what the heck is going on? Is it the players? Is it the coaching? Is it the head coach? Is it the assistant coaches? What's going on? Why is everything suddenly falling apart? You have LeBron. LeBron didn't even talk to the media the other night. because he's just so fed up. You have Austin Reeves saying this is a bad feeling, bad vibes right now in the locker room. What the heck happened? This was a team last season that was built on good. When we made that trade to bring in D-Lo, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt, y'all, it changed the culture in LA. It changed the locker room in LA. Everyone kept talking about, man, how much joy they were playing with all of a sudden. Because now they felt like as players, we felt like as fans that we had a roster that could compete with the elite teams in the NBA. But now you look at this season, y'all. What's happening? What's going on? All that has disappeared. What in the world is going on with my Lakers? Because y'all, it's not good right now. Okay, it's not good. And this is a big problem. Now this is an article via The Athletic. I'm not going to read the entire article because it's very long, okay? But I want to highlight some key points in this article. So, let's read it. There's currently a deepening disconnect between Darvin Ham and the Los Angeles Lakers locker room. 6 sources, y'all, hear this, 6 sources with direct knowledge of the situation say, raising questions about the head coach's standing. Deepening disconnect. That is not how you want to describe a relationship between a head coach and his players, a deepening disconnect. Those sources have described that the disjointedness between the coach and team has stemmed from the extreme rotation and starting lineup adjustments recently from Ham, leading to a fluctuating rhythm for several players across the roster. Y'all see that? Those sources, y'all, have described that the disjointedness between the coach and the team has stemmed from the extreme rotation and starting lineup adjustments recently from Ham, leading to a fluctuating, look, I'm highlighting it, fluctuating rhythm for several players across the roster. This is what I was talking about, y'all. This is exactly what I was talking about. When you keep changing starting lineups, you keep changing rotations, players will not be able to get into a rhythm. And a lot of these guys are not able to get into a rhythm. They don't know what role that they serve on the team. You know why? Because their role is changing every game. You get a guy like Christian Wood went several games without playing. And then you talk about what, maybe about a week ago? About a week ago against the Charlotte Hornets, he played 25 minutes. How does a guy go from like 6-7 straight did not play to then all of a sudden playing 25 minutes? You talking about Max Christie in that same game. I think he played about 26, 27 minutes. Like, how does that happen? A player cannot go from having several DNPs to then all of a sudden playing 20 plus minutes. A player cannot go from one night, Rui Hachimura, he plays 12 minutes, then the next night he's in the starting lineup. Because why, y'all? As they said, look, a fluctuating rhythm for several players across the roster. They don't really know where they stand right now. As I stated earlier, y'all, the only players that know where they stand right now is LeBron and AD. That's it. No one else knows where they stand. 1, inconsistent minutes. 2, trade rumors. And then 3, fluctuating starting lineups. So because of those 3 reasons, no one outside of LeBron and AD really knows where they stand. The Miami Heat, playing without superstar Jimmy Butler, beat the Lakers 110-96 at Crypto.com Arena on Wednesday. The loss dropped Los Angeles to 17-18, the first time they've been below 500 since November 11th, y'all. Look at this. The Lakers are 3-9, as I stated earlier, since winning the in-season tournament in Las Vegas on December 9th. They've lost 3 games in a row, and Wednesday night's defeat led to rising turbulence. Y'all, rising turbulence. Wow. Never thought I would have described the Los Angeles Lakers as having turbulence. Not this Los Angeles Lakers, not this year's team. That's something that we did last year for last season's team, right? But we thought, man, we got a team that can compete. Everyone seemed so happy, so joyous. Now all of a sudden we got turbulence. Y'all, this is not good. This is not good. There are big problems in La La Land right now. Man, the only ways this is going to get fixed, either one, we make some trades. Two, we fire Darvin Ham. Or three, just let this play out and it's going to be a waste of a season. Very disappointed. Just like I know a lot of my Lakers fans are. Very disappointed in how this season has went. And y'all, as y'all know, one of my first videos I ever made, I think it was my second video I made, where I picked the Los Angeles Lakers to defeat the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals this year. I stick with my pick. Y'all know me. I don't change. But I have to admit, right now, yeah, this team's not going to the finals. Right now, y'all, I don't even know if we make it out of the first round. We wouldn't even make it out of the first round, okay? If we did go to the playoffs, we wouldn't make it out of the first round. Because we don't have a true identity. We were supposed to be a defensive team, but yet we're average in defensive stats. Okay, we're supposed to get better shooting around LeBron and AD. We're 24th in three-point percentage. 29th in three-pointers attempted. So what is this team's identity right now? What are we hanging our heads on, y'all? Defense? No, we're not. Offense? No, we're not. We don't have an identity. Turbulence, y'all. Rising turbulence for these Los Angeles Lakers. A team that was supposed to be a championship contender, a team that was supposed to be able to match up with the elite teams. Now we have rising turbulence going on in Los Angeles, California. Wow. Y'all, it's not good, obviously. It's not. This is not good. It's really bad. Really bad. Obviously, we know there's a ton of trade rumors, and I will probably get into that here very soon. All the trade rumors around this team and also around the NBA. Yeah, y'all. Let's read this a little bit more. In the latest attempt to turn around LA skid, Ham used his 10th starting lineup for the season and third in 3 games. Lord have mercy. Austin Reeves at point guard, Tony Pritchard shooting guard, Cam Reddish at small forward, LeBron James at power forward, and AD at center. The Lakers were -3 in the 13 minutes the group played together Wednesday against Miami. The latest lineup change continued a troubling trend as the Lakers have struggled to determine their best lineups or establish continuity this season, regardless of how healthy the team has been. The concern has only grown in recent weeks. As y'all think y'all can tell by my voice how disappointed I am. How sad it is, honestly, to read that. 10 starting lineups. Our third different starting lineup in 3 games. Wow. Y'all, good elite teams don't do this. The Milwaukee Bucks are not changing their starting lineup. The Boston Celtics are not changing their starting lineup. The Denver Nuggets don't change their starting lineup. Okay, the real elite teams don't do this, y'all. The Sixers, okay? Teams that are competing for an NBA championship, they have their rotation set. They have their starting lineup set. They know what guys are in the rotation, which ones are out of it. They don't change every game. They don't change every 3 games. They don't change every 5 games. This is not championship stuff right here. Is it not? I'm just going to be honest with y'all. This is not what a championship team looks like. Okay? It's not. Again, y'all know how big of a LeBron fan I am. And I always feel like when you have LeBron James on your team, you have a chance to contend. And I still feel that way. But even I have to admit, we don't look like a championship ball club right now. And y'all, I can only hope and pray that we get this turned around. Because if we don't, we would have wasted LeBron James' 21st season in the NBA. Y'all, LeBron ain't got much longer. And I know, listen, LeBron is still playing out of his mind. He's still playing extremely well. But the man just turned 39, right? He might only have 2 years left. And if we don't get this turned around, we would have wasted a year of LeBron's career. Because at this point, y'all, the only thing, and y'all have heard LeBron say this, the only thing that matters to LeBron is winning championships. He don't care about no in-season tournament, okay? Yeah, he don't care about that. He doesn't care about winning a regular season MVP. He doesn't care about being named the All-Star starter. He's done that his whole career, except his rookie year. He don't care about none of that stuff. The only thing that's on LeBron's mind, y'all, is going to and win the championships. That's it. That's it. He's done everything else that a basketball player could ever accomplish. He just wants to keep building his trophy case with NBA championships. So Lakers, man, y'all got to get this turned around quick and in a hurry. Because when I look at the other teams in the Western Conference, the Nuggets, the Thunder, okay, those two teams, even the Timberwolves, right? And we still got to see the Timberwolves, what it's going to look like come postseason time. Right now, the Timberwolves, Nuggets, and Thunder are the three big dogs of the Western Conference right now. And my Lakers, y'all, we a little pup. We a little pup. That's what we are. We have to get back to being a big dog. And I'm hoping that we won't have to make any drastic moves. But if it's going to get this team back to being a big dog, let's do it. Because y'all, we got to get our bark back. Woof, 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 woof. We have to get our bark back, y'all. We got to. That was another episode of the Zay Sports Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, man, y'all add me on Twitch. Zay Moolah Sports, all lowercase. Let me repeat, add me on Twitch. Zay Moolah Sports, all lowercase. Y'all know I'm gonna end it, man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.